Everybody. Aren't we excited today? First of all, I want to thank all of you for being here today. This is a really special occasion to celebrate someone who has been working in education and improving the lives of so many children throughout San Francisco for more than 20 years. Jenny Lam is my choice for the Board of Education. And we all know that making decisions like this are very difficult, but we know that the Board of Education is an important institution, one that former members of the Board of Supervisors like Shaman Walton and Matt Haney have served on, and I want to thank Matt Haney for his the information or feedback you provided on filling the term of your seat. And I think, as I said, we have someone who may not be able to fit in your shoes, but will fill your shoes. So I want to thank Susan Solomon and Ken Trey and others from UESF for being here with us today. Really appreciate you all being here, as well as members of the school board who I see. My dear friend, Rachel Norton, thank you so much. And the newest member of the Board of Education, Allison Collins. I'm still getting the names of the new members, so please forgive me. I heard that the president of the school board was here, Stevon Cook. He may be on his way. I see City College member Ivy Lee. Thank you so much for being here, as well as other members of the Board of Supervisors, Gordon Marr and Asha Safai. Really a great turnout for a great individual who we know is going to do an incredible job on the Board of Education, serving our children, supporting our teachers, and doing what's necessary to close the achievement gap, to make sure that no student is left behind. Now let's start with the most important qualification that brings us here today. Jenny Lam is a parent, and she has two children, two beautiful children, Jackson and Simone. Am I saying their names right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I have the names right. Jackson and Simone, who actually are in our public schools here. And in fact, Jackson, this is your school, Roosevelt, right? Are your friends jealous? A little bit? In fact, it's critical that the Board of Education, as we know, are represented by parents serving on this body. Parents are the ones who know firsthand the impacts of decisions that get made. She knows too often that parents are too busy struggling with some of the challenge that I know a lot of parents here are dealing with trying to get your kids ready, trying to get them to school, making them listen, looking at their report card, looking at their homework. And a lot of times we forget that just because the parents aren't necessarily showing up to the Board of Education meetings doesn't necessarily mean that they don't care. So they need an advocate, they need a voice, they need someone who understands. And our two members of the Board of Education who are here with us today, they understand that. And I just realized Dr. Vince Matthews, who is the superintendent of our public schools, is here as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Matthews, for joining us today. Ultimately, what I want to make sure that we do here in San Francisco is push, as I said, for equity, push for closing the achievement gap, address many of the challenges that you know still exist in our school district. And as a parent, she understands firsthand, but not just as a parent, her whole life, her whole career, and what she's done as someone who has pushed to change policies for education has just been what she's done. Working with Chinese for Affirmative Action, working with Education Superhighway to make sure that schools have access to high-speed internet services in states across this country. Her work is local, her work is on a national level in trying to advocate for kids who, again, too often get left behind. And so I am really excited, and I'm also really glad our Board of Trustees Commissioner is here, Ivy Lee, because you remember the work that Ms. Lam has done around fighting to make sure that City College is supported, the advocacy that she will continue to do as someone who will work collaboratively with her colleagues on the Board of Education. She will focus on making the best decisions, and they will be her decisions ultimately as it relates to anything that she chooses to do, because I trust her judgment. So many of you who have worked with her over the years in the world of education, you know her, you trust her judgment as well, and you know that our kids and our schools will be at the forefront of her thoughts in any decision that she makes moving us forward. And so with that, I want to take this opportunity, and also recognize Jenny's dad, Mr. Lam. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And with that, I am going to swear in our new commissioner for the San Francisco School Board. All right. Let's move up here so they can see you. Are we ready? Ready? Come on in. Exciting. All right, please raise your right hand and repeat after me with your name. I,
Jenny Lam,
do solemnly swear
that
I will support and defend
I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution to the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to enter,
um,
the duties upon which I am about to enter,
upon which I'm about to enter,
and during such time
and during such time
as I hold the office of
and I hold the office of
member of
member of
the Board of Education
the Board of Education
for the City and County of San Francisco.
for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest commissioner for the Board of Education. All right. It's official.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. I am truly honored and humbled with this opportunity to serve on the Board of Education. Good morning. It's wonderful to see colleagues, community members, and dear friends. First, I want to thank and acknowledge my parents. My dad and mom immigrated to the U.S. from Hong Kong, settling in Oakland with little money, but with a dream. A chance to strive for a better life. They've dedicated their lives to my sister and me, taught us the importance of family, hard work, strong values, and resiliency. Dad, please stand and be recognized. My first memories of school, of formal learning, started the first day of kindergarten. I still remember that day. I didn't understand what my teacher, Ms. Williams, was saying because I didn't speak English. Cantonese is my first language. But it didn't matter. I knew I was in a caring place, and I was eager to learn. I'm a product of California's public education, from kindergarten through college at UC Santa Barbara. Through my studies, I was drawn to learning about political and social movements around the world. My professor and mentor, Dr. Su Cheng Chan, encouraged me to explore possibilities, including working for social good. San Francisco has been my home for over 20 years. The city where I landed my first job out of college in Chinatown, working with early care educators, education teachers, and providers, and years later, started a family and committing to raising 2 kids in San Francisco. There were long days and sleepless nights, right, Keith? When we asked, how are we gonna handle all of this? Can we make it happen? Then our daughter started kindergarten, which confirmed our commitment to public schools. And during this time, as a new SF Unified parent, I started working at the San Francisco-based civil rights organization, Chinese for Affirmative Action. And CAA has a proud history fighting for the most marginalized communities and building dynamic coalitions across issues. I want to thank Jermaine for her years of encouragement, and Sin, who's here today, and Vin for your steadfast friendship. And through my professional life, from running youth and family programs in Oakland Public Schools, to managing nonprofit organizations, to nurturing leadership of immigrant parents across the city, all these experiences has taught me humility and compassion. San Francisco is passionate about the power of public education. I'm honored to be part of the mission to give the best public education for our students, regardless of neighborhood, income, or immigration status. And this moment is for our values, for democracy. It's for the students, the parents and guardians, the teachers and staff, and for our communities. And I want our students, every young person, to feel we care about their well-being, and we will do everything possible to help them succeed. And some of the issues I'm excited to work on, because we know we're going to get straight to work, is address the achievement and opportunity gap. And we must continue to strive for excellence for every student. Increasing support for English language learners. Third, support health and well-being so our students can thrive. And support our educators. Professional learning for our teachers. Recruit and retain them, and really show our value for our teachers and educators. Integrate technology and innovation, not only in the classroom or for teachers, but district-wide. And before I close, I want to thank my family, my husband, Keith, and my kids, Simone and Jackson. Thank you for supporting me. I know there will be sacrifices, and I hope to make you proud. Mayor Breed, thank you again for seeing my passion and believing in my abilities. I'm excited to join my colleagues on the San Francisco Board of Education. And Superintendent Matthews, thank you for your partnership and being real and sharing our work together. Now it's time to take our hopes, our vision into action together. Thank you.
So the mayor will be available for questions after, as will as Commissioner Lam, but they're going to take some family photos first. So that's the end of the press conference.